The strongest hero in the world, Leo Demonheart, he betrayed by human races that after defeating Echidna. A rumor has spread among as of the last guardian that he plans to become the next demon lord, forced by his own terrified citizens. Leo kicked by king's banishment, all people are avoid him that because he was too overpowered. Been disappointed by humans, Leo lived loneless for a while, until he heard Echidna was trying to recruit new army and he decided to join her instead. His latter offers with all capabilities required to need is violently rejected by Echidna, the demon queen of this kingdom. She was out for revenge on with plans made in advance, was foiled by Leo. Echidna and the Elite Four had defeated in the last war by Leo alone. But after all, when the Elite Four want to hear a deep story about Leo, where he was betrayed and had been abandoned by own human races, after he spent his life for save the world there for 1,000 years of. They decided to give his opportunity for hired Leo, just in 1 month without Echidna's knowledge. Leo realizes most of the biggest problem of armies were caused by their prefers returning to the demon world, until their wounds were healed, when given to them by Leo during the war. The only remaining person is Echidna, who knows hostess with all of that and she is exhausted. Leo knew her after the battle. She is extremely clumsy person in defeating her in a magic duel. Leo decides to take over replenishing the mana reactor that powers the kingdom's magic items, as a sorcerer general that why only Echidna could perform manual with wavelength of her traditional magic. She was considered unintentional and irresponsible with him, but finally Leo proved that to getting more improvement. Leo explains he crafted a talisman tuned to Echidna's magic wavelength, allowing anyone with mana to replenish the reactors and removing the burden from Echidna. Echidna realizes Giannetti, along with other servants, are all worried about her and want to help. Echidna is forced to admit that Leo solved one of her problems. Leo is successful to reorganizing the Demon Kingdom administration too that are operated by Echidna. The next problem with food and equipment stock are running low, more than a week's. Echidna is worried that Lily submitted a guard mission proposal in Largo Sea. That seemed doubtful, when she sent order with drawing crayons, so that why Leo observed her several problem, because Lily is too childish to ensure safe supply lines. Leo takes a drama in this scene, with fakes a snake bite and sends Lily into the mountains for healing herbs. Taking advantage of Lily's innocence, for use her workers effectively in hopes to force a more mature way of thinking on her. Leo attempts to give her logistical hints, call her to cooperate with team and learn about collaborating. His plan is a failure as Lily gets the herbs, because she push a limit and struggle transforms into her guardian form Fanrir, everything can be managed by Lily itself. The next day Leo was shocked that realizes he underestimated her intelligence. He is surprised when Lily actually learns from the experience, as it turns out she just needed to be bluntly told the right way to do things, probably because Leo had quipped her to solve the problem by collaborating with friends. For a while he masked as a stranger man with traditional instrument. In order to hide his identity from Echidna, Leo has been disguising himself at work as Black Knight Onyx, but his achievements have come to the attention of Echidna. Leo almost caught up, after had removed his helmet. Thankfully, Echidna in drunken state didn't concentrate with his identity. When he more talked with her, he realized she's a good person. She told the truth about the invasion where she wants to catch up the philosopher's stone from Renail's city. Echidna reveals the demon world is a polluted wasteland where everyone fights over trace resources, so she wants the stone to make the land fertile so the fighting can stop. Thus she was forced to battle humanity as she knows they would never just hand over a holy relic. Leo realizes Echidna is a kind person forced to commit evil acts for a good reason and finds he wants to help her. But their conversation are interrupted by unexpected problem. Mernes has left to go on a journey and Edward is accepting blame for losing the war and plans to take his own life. Marness admits he is scared that in 3 days he will have to start interviewing applicants for positions in the army. Given that Marness was a supporter of totally eliminating humans and now has to work with them, Leo is willing to be his mentor. Leo forces Marness to masquerade as a waitress in the soldiers' food hall, forcing him to increase his public speaking skill in service positions, by he learned through practice and experience. Marness practices on a group of ill-behaved werewolf mercenaries. When they turn lecherous, he is forced to discipline them, almost revealing his identity as an assassin's guild. Nevertheless, Marness learns the basics of conversation. During a practice interview to hone his skills, Marness asks Leo why he really joined their army when his desire to see humanity destroyed is that big lie. Leo decides to reveal his biggest secret, because they share the same experience as person who abandoned by human races. Leo is much older than anyone realizes, over 1,000 years, and was born in modern Tokyo where magic didn't exist yet. Demons invaded from the demon world, so human scientists created 12 living weapons called demon hearts, including Leo. The other demon hearts all died in battle while Leo was made more durable, and still appears as a young man even after the modern world was left behind, and society became what it is today. Leo was tired of fighting and of being unable to die. So when humanity rejected him, he was filled with joy as he could finally have fun, and since joining the demon army seemed like the most exciting thing to do, that's what he did. That is also echoed by Ibrad. He willing a place for demons and humas to live in harmony. The last word, from Ibrad, Leo must be living with his life the way he want. If humanity stop needing Leo, that's his chance, making a new purpose and finding something to live. Leo also points out Marness is already a good communicator because he knows how to listen and his responses are always honest, so he will do just fine running the interviews. The Weird Trouble, from Edward. The beast had appearance in ferocious, but was dumb stuff when he used his logic and knowledge. Edward can't understand why his soldiers keep losing, so he assumes and decided to resign because he just didn't train them hard enough. The giant age of technology called Phantom Nines, as strong as high-ranked demons, is discovered accidentally when the workers are mining in the cave. Leo decides to use to help Edward with that. He sets the Phantom to attack Edward, realizing too late that its safety restrictions have malfunctioned, forcing him to step in and tell Edward how to defeat it. Having required Leo's assistance against an enemy he didn't understand, Edward realizes that he can't judge his soldiers against his standards and had been training them all wrong. So he apologizes to them and is forgiven. There are hidden moral messages on this scene that a good warrior isn't always a good boss. Finally, Leo revealed his true self and stopped being the mask as Black Knight Onyx. Before Echidna was madness, the four generals explain everything. He has helped this kingdom's problem considerably. Leo reveals the Philosopher's Stone is a modern engine that uses a black hole to produce unlimited energy. He also reveals there are two on Earth. Leo leads them to the second stone in the mountains and explains that the engine requires a user guide. Leo privately reveals to Echidna that due to his inbuilt purpose to protect humanity, he might go insane and cause war after war just so he can save humanity over and over again. Leo suddenly reveals the engines are actually the power sources of the demon hearts. He thus challenges Echidna and the four generals to prove their resolve. All they must do is defeat him in battle, remove his heart, and use it to make peace with humanity and rejuvenate the demon world. If they fail, the demon world will remain a wasteland and he will personally destroy humanity. Echidna and the Elite Four have confusion with the purpose of Leo, but the situation changed all of a sudden. Leo is tired of protecting humanity and wants to die, but his immortality prevents it. So he will destroy everything so there is nothing for him to protect. Echidna realizes with his ability hyperreactive skill improvement, in other words he unbeatable. They are unwillingly fight back with him. It was a hard decision. Believing she knows Leo's true motivations, Echidna decides to use an ultimate spell she inherited from her father, specifically designed to defeat a hero by disabling all their abilities for a single moment. Echidna distracts Leo for long enough, but is defeated right before Leo is hit by the spell titled Hero Binding Spell, Anti-Leo. Right before the spell hits, Leo thanks Echidna. To protect humanity, he had to die, but he also had to leave his philosopher's stone heart to someone worthy of it, and now has chosen her to assist him with committing suicide. Deciding to give him a death worthy of a hero, Echidna keeps him powerless, allowing the 4 generals to finally kill him. As Leo lies dying, he disables his internal security, giving them 300 seconds to remove his philosopher's stone. After knowing Leo's true motivations and sees the happiness in his eyes before his power sealed, Echidna and the 4 elite decided to save him. Doubtful, Leo keeping talking with worst assumption, despite making concessions they still tried regardless. As time's running out, Leo seals the stone inside him forever and he happily agrees to Echidna's request. Echidna later asks if he regrets losing what might have been his one chance to die. He denies it as he is happy to be helping together for rebuild the demon kingdom with Echidna and the 4 elite. Leo begins working as he is glad that he was finally able to quit heroing. Leo has passed his probation and is hired as her ambassador to the human world, in charge of peace between demons and humans. They couldn't leave his alone in there.